Hello Pisces, my name's Jason. Thank you for visiting my channel. Extra thanks if you're revisiting my channel. This is your mid-January reading. It's a general reading. It'll take you through the second half of January 2019. It'll be about love, career, any questions at the forefront of your mind. You'll know if it's resonating for you in the first couple of minutes or first few minutes, I would say. I've given the cards a pretty good shuffle. I hope your new year has got off to a great start. Okay, Pisces, let's have a look and see. You go into the second half of January with the Four of Swords. So perhaps you're taking a break from something. Perhaps you've just come through quite a busy period and now you're just looking back and reflecting on your work, or you've perhaps got a bit of time off after it. Also, perhaps you've gone through a hard time and this is time to just reflect on something. So perhaps you've gone through like an emotional breakup, or you've just left a job, or some chapter of your life has just finished and now you're reflecting on perhaps what you want to do next, and you're even, I'm thinking you're appreciating what you have in life, and you're taking the lessons from whatever you've just been through and you're looking at how you can use those to improve yourself for some personal growth. So I'm feeling this is a good way to start this reading. Okay, so a bit of a sense of calm where you're trying to get into that space, perhaps meditating a little bit, and to help yourself appreciate what you've got. Okay, maybe we'll clarify that. Okay, your challenge for the second half of January, you have the Queen of Cups. Okay, so the Queen of Cups is quite a stable energy. She's very emotional. She's quite psychic. She's very strong intuition. Now, sometimes our intuition can sort of take over and we do want to follow it, but the real world stops us from being able to practice that. And what I'm getting for you here, Pisces, is that you might just have to be going against your intuition to do what the crowd needs to do. And so fair enough, you might have stated that, listen, this is the way things should be done, but others might be a little bit more powerful or more forceful in their arguments, but you know it's probably the wrong way to go. So the challenge here is for you to perhaps communicate what you are really feeling. And we know that sometimes if you don't have all the facts and all the numbers, that people aren't necessarily persuaded. Sometimes really you just got to go with your gut feeling, but it looks like here that people are not going with your gut feeling, okay? And that could be a bit of a challenge for you. So you might be feeling perhaps that your opinion is not valued, that the way you want to do things through your experience is not really appreciated. Okay, so that's just a challenge for you. Remember, this is about other people's problems, which they can dig themselves into. It's not your problem, or hopefully it's not your problem. The challenge for you is to just sort of accept that other people are thinking differently about things, even though you might think they're wrong. Okay, so that's what I've got for that. Okay, your hopes and fears. Okay, you have the Six of Wands. Now, the Six of Wands is a card of victory. It's a card of recognition. It's a card of moving forward. Okay, so looks like you obviously want this to happen. You're not fearing it. You want this to eventuate, and so it's looking like something that you've done in the past. You're waiting for the dividends to pay off. And there's a fair bit of recognition about this, some public recognition. Someone might be saying, oh yes, you were right and well done, or you've just accomplished something, and you're still waiting for that recognition by the feel of it here. So you hope that it's coming, okay? And something you did over a very busy period, so perhaps you've accomplished something quite remarkable really over the last few weeks, and you're waiting for just that little bit of something for someone to say, well done. And it looks like it's coming, okay? It's feeling pretty optimistic there, but because we have the Four of Swords, okay, the Four of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. They're quite introspective cards, introspective energies, so it's more about how you're feeling inside yourself here. And the Six of Wands is more of an ostentatious kind of a outspoken, outgoing kind of energy. Okay, and so perhaps that's what you want. You want, even though you're playing behind the scenes, you want that recognition somewhere, that public recognition. Okay, but you don't want to sort of go out and tell the world about it in a loud way. Okay, the best attitude to take. You have the Knight of Wands. Okay, so the Knight of Wands talks about starting something new, talks about energy, charisma, get something started, don't worry too much about the consequences, show enthusiasm. Okay, so this is in your best attitude position. So if you've got some fire in the chart, this might be easy for you, Pisces, but if you've got a fair bit of water and earth in your chart, it might be hard for you to sort of take on this persona, but it's looking like at the moment you've got that energy about you, so use it, and you'll be feeling really good about yourself if you bring this charisma and this high vibration, because the Knight of Wands really does vibrate quite highly most of the time in its true element. Okay, so you're being asked there, Pisces, to really project yourself as a confident, bubbly kind of a person. Okay, we'll try and clarify some of these later and find out what this is about. Okay, and for the result at the end of the month, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. Fantastic. So something's going to turn in your favour. All right. And it's something that perhaps you weren't working toward. It's more about luck. You know, you've probably had a part to play in it. You know what they say, good players make their own luck. You had a part to play in this, but it wasn't necessarily a conscious goal to achieve this outcome here. But it's looking like something will turn, event, and it's a major arcana, so it could be something quite significant. It could be a life-changing event, really. So a life-changing, not so much an event, a life-changing. If this is the recognition, then it's something which will help you change your focus or realize that you are stronger than you thought, or other people will realize that you are stronger than they thought. Okay, stronger, more capable, and you've got something that they never knew you had before. So that's a good start. I'll clarify a couple of these with the Hanson Roberts deck and see where we go. Well, I'm hoping this is resonating for you. I don't want to clarify too many because then I might muddy the waters, and if the story's working for you, then I'll get another story and go off that way. Yeah, might mix things up a bit and start talking to somebody else. But that's the way it goes, I suppose. Let's have a look at the Four of Swords. Why is the Four of Swords here? What is this reflection, meditation, lesson learned that Pisces just been through or contemplating right now? Why is Pisces just taking a back seat, just really reflecting on their lessons? Okay, and we have the Hermit. Okay, so your Four of Swords is clarified by the Hermit card, so there's some soul searching going on here. Perhaps you're considering your true path, not necessarily in a negative way. You're perhaps this ordeal that you've been through, or this hard work, or whatever, you're asking if you want to put yourself through that again, if there's a different direction for you. That's what I'm feeling there with the Hermit. The Hermit it's a genuine looking inside of yourself for, you know, am I where I belong? Should I do something differently? So again, it's about lessons learned. I'm not feeling the need to go there again, but definitely the Four of Swords is backed up by the Hermit. So you're asking yourself some questions about yourself and about your life direction at the moment. And shouldn't we all be sort of doing that from time to time? Can't all be gung-ho all the time, can we? Now the challenge, the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups in the challenge position. So there's some intuition here you want to follow, but you're feeling like the systems around you, the people around you aren't necessarily allowing that to happen. So you might be in a job that is sort of keeping you stuck and you're not allowed to express yourself the way that you want to. And let's have a look here. Queen of Cups. Why is the Queen of Cups here in the challenge position? Pisces. I'll just take that one there. We have the King of Swords. Okay, so the King of Swords talks about saying it clearly, saying it like it is. Okay, so perhaps you've got some idea, the way you're feeling about something, sure, but it needs to be expressed quite directly and clearly. And so with this challenge here, you've got the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords is straightforward. They do say it like it is, and they almost make edits and say this is the way it's going to be. So if you're in a position of authority, you might just have to overrule the general flow of things, and it might not be your style, Pisces, to just to say it like that, but you're being asked here to do that, and that's why it's in the challenge position. So you know, with the Queen of Cups here, that whatever you're thinking about is the right way to do things, but you really need to express that clearly in a matter-of-fact way to someone, not in an emotional sense. You've got to state the facts and be objective about it. Don't take sides and say, well, listen, I've heard all your stories, but this is the way it's going to be. Okay, and that might be quite a challenge for you. Whatever this thing is, that whatever this event is, they might be unrelated. This Hermit and Four of Swords business with the Queen of Cups, so they could be unrelated. It could be different aspects of your life, your situation at the moment. Let's have a look here. The Six of Wands. What is this? What do you want recognition for? What are you hoping for with the Six of Wands? With this public recognition, the victory, the job well done, and the moving forward. Okay, this is all what you're looking for. What's that about for Pisces? Please clarify the Six of Wands for Pisces. I'll take that one. And we've got Five of Swords. Okay, so the Five of Swords can be like a hollow victory. So perhaps you had to win an argument somehow, and you may have lost some friends or something over it. It might have been a victory that you've won. You won the battle, but you didn't win the war. You might have had to put a couple of noses out of joint to do it, and there might be, a chance that someone might come back and live to fight another day. So you might be a bit worried about that. So yes, you do want this recognition for what you've done, and you're a bit worried that these two vanquished people, this vanquished in the background there, they're going to come back and have another shot at it, okay, whatever this was. So you're hoping that you'll be recognised, or you'll get this promotion maybe before someone else, that kind of thing. Okay, now the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands energy for your best attitude to take. Pisces, the Knight of Wands is a fiery energy, as I was saying, charismatic, enthusiastic, gung-ho, takes chances, takes risks, and so you're being asked to do this. Now, why is the Knight of Wands here for Pisces? Why is the Knight of Wands here for Pisces? Oh, I've got a couple coming here. The Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles here. All right, so the Ten of Pentacles talks about abundance. It talks about a sense of having made it. Okay, so what I'm feeling here is anything you try to communicate to people, come from a position of strength. Realize the abundance that you have and say, oh yeah, well look, life is actually pretty good, and I've got a lot that a lot of people don't. And I've done a lot of this by myself. Okay, I've got the status, I've got the happiness, I've got the security I need, and that came out with the Knight of Cups. And so you've got the Knight of Wands. Let's have a look at this. You've got the Knight of Wands here. Go that way. Okay? And clarified by the Knight of Cups and by the Ten of Pentacles. And so there's like a genuine offer that you're being asked to make someone, okay? So, but you need to make it in a forthright way, okay? So if you, for example, if you want to ask someone out, do it with some flair and confidence. Don't try and be too wishy-washy with it, okay? So the Knight of Cups is a genuine energy, but sometimes he's not as forthright as you might need to be to get the results, and that's where the Knight of Wands comes in. He's forthright. He doesn't stick around very long, the Knight of Wands, but the Knight of Cups does, and it's a fair dinkum energy. Sorry, fair dinkum if you're watching from overseas. Well, fair dinkum means real, okay, in Aussie parlance. Okay, and the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is again about the abundance. So it's looking like coming from a position of strength. Okay, so that's what I'm getting there. So if you're going to make this offer to someone, come from a position of strength and let them know, hey, this is a good offer that I'm giving you. I don't give my offers to everybody, so you appreciate it. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting from that there. Okay, so whoever you're dealing with needs to know that you have a high sense of value of yourself, and your offer is worth considering. Okay, now the Wheel of Fortune. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? It's quite lucky. It's feeling quite lucky. Something to do with learning. Perhaps you're going to be offered an opportunity to learn something. I'm just noticing the books here. Okay, so all these figures around the outside of the wheel, they're reading, learning. So there could be some study, an opportunity to study, which is coming towards you. And it might be so if you're involved in school, or if you're involved in, if this promotion here that you may be getting, it may be requiring you to do some further study, and it's looking like you'd be looking forward to that. So let's have a look. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? So I'm feeling you might be given the opportunity to study something. And you're here, the Eight of Cups. Well, that's about walking away. So you'll be able to walk away from some kind of situation that wasn't serving you. So because you have the Ten of Pentacles there, also perhaps there'll be some money coming to you, which is going to allow you to walk away from a situation. And it's going to be like a lucky situation. Now, I'm not much of a gambler, but you've got this, you've got the Wheel of Fortune here, and if that's symbolizing sort of a turn of good luck, okay, and it's clarified by the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups is about walking away from an unbalanced situation, then perhaps this stroke of luck is going to eventuate, allow you to walk away and move on to something better. So look, that's what I've got for you, Pisces. I hope that's landed for some of you somehow. It did seem a little bit disjointed, but that's what happens sometimes when you clarify a little too much. But please like and subscribe, leave a comment, let me know how this has resonated for you, and hopefully talk to you in a couple of weeks.